Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Good morning, everyone.
Joe here.
And Kevin.
Oh man, a lot of emotions going on
We're
today.
here.
We are. This is the last episode of Ted Lasso.
Yeah, it really is. I know there's some people have commented that there's still some back and forth over if there's going to be some incarnation of this going forward.
Who knows?
Incantation, whatever.
Incantation.
It's early. There's going to
It's
be
quite
some
early.
form of this going forward. Obviously, they say we haven't seen the finale yet, but
Hmm.
we've pretty much figured out where it's going with Ted Lasso's character.
Hmm.
So going forward, it would be probably be without Jason Sudeikis.
So would that be like a spinoff?
It would have to be because you couldn't call it Ted Lasso. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of other examples of when shows have done that. When like a lead of the show leaves, and the show just continues. I mean, like the
Well,
show
The
is Ted
Office,
Lasso.
right?
Oh, Office, duh, that's a
Right.
big one.
Is
ER with
right.
George Clooney. I
But
feel like.
and the thing is, right? Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
But it was more of an ensemble show.
So I've never seen it. So
Right, me neither.
yeah,
But it's fair to say that like when Steve Carell left The Office, in terms of quality and certainly
it dipped.
it dipped. Right. I was going to say in terms of the audience reaction to it, but let's be fair, it wasn't as good a show
No,
without Steve
it
Carell.
had its moments, but
Right.
it wasn't the same.
No, it absolutely was not the same. I think maybe because as this season particular progressed, you could probably get away with doing it without him.
Yeah, well, we have to see the episode to see
Sure.
how final it feels.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think you need to. But at the same time, corporations aren't gonna let franchises die. So
This is Apple's flagship show.
it's their cow.
And
It's their money cow.
I don't know. Maybe we should kind of like we did with the Disney thing. Maybe we should do like a separate wrap up video for Ted Lasso
Yeah, I'm
on
down.
YouTube. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely.
So we're not wasting the people who just want to watch the episodes time
Sure, yeah.
talking about all of this big stuff.
We'll
That we
save the
want to talk.
discourse
Yeah,
for
we'll
another
do it.
time.
We'll do a different video next week. We just do like a 5 or 10 minute where we kind of talk about our thoughts at the end of the show.
Sounds good to me.
Especially
Yeah.
since it's such a controversial season of the show, I think we should do
Which
that.
is dumb.
I
Most
think
of you guys agree with us, but
I think it's dumb too, but
I want to give that
art is
variety.
subjective,
I want to
right?
give that variety article that the guy who wrote that article a hug because
I,
clearly he must be.
I haven't read
learning
the
his
article. I just
space.
know the headline, but I want to
Yeah.
read the article and see what his justification is. I've seen some people comment on it a little bit as far as what people don't like about the show, and again, we can talk about that later.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Well, before we get going, though, guys, we do want to say if you're checking us out on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Yes, hello.
If you want to hit that like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please, please, please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of our new content we have coming your way. We're not just doing Ted Lasso over here. We got a whole bunch of shows for you. Schitt's Creek, Mad Men, West Wing is big for us. We have Succession.
Crazy
Uh,
Ex-Girlfriend.
it's another big one. It's a really good show. If you guys like Ted Lasso, you might want to check that one out too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And we'll, of course, be replacing Ted Lasso here in the very near future, too. If you are seeing us for the first time right here, I would say go over to our Patreon and check out extra, episodes that we're ahead, but we're at the last episode, so we are absolutely not ahead on this show. We're at the very, very end. But like Joe said, we have a lot of shows over there, so if you want to check that out, check out the link to our Patreon in the description below. Um,
Great.
the feeling that Dr. Jacob is out of the relationship because it looked awkward.
Unless he's still in there, just on his phone.
That's right. Stand there sulking.
Yeah.
Had to watch a football match.
Ted's back.
Right.
Hey, you okay?
Can't believe I missed that.
Hey, don't worry about all that, okay? What do we say, huh?
Be a goldfish.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dang. Okay, yes, there's a lot to read there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Jacob's not there with her. That being said, I don't know if that's the whole point. Is Ted and Michelle end up back together? But they were certainly hinting at something.
Right. I mean, it's possible because
Possible.
she seemed to be feeling a little bit more for him after she left, and looked
Yeah.
back at him. Maybe them not actually talking or being around each other, like the being around each other didn't help. Maybe them not talking that much, or her trying to move on with a life without him maybe brings things kind of full circle. And the fact that Ted is improved,
He's
right?
changed.
Remember when he kind of went off
Yeah.
on her? I think she probably respected that a little
I
bit.
think so too.
That might have been why it's like, wait, this might be the guy I want him to be.
That's been the theme. Well, not the theme, but that's been like the issue with Ted. Not an issue, but that's been his thing. The entire show is that he's in service of everyone except for
Right.
himself.
A people pleaser that doesn't actually.
Yeah, his mom said that, and even in the last Diamond Dogs meeting, when they're talking about how people can change or not,
Right.
I think a lot of that spoke to Ted as well.
But he didn't say anything. He
Didn't
listened
say
to
a
everyone
word.
else.
Didn't
Yeah.
say a word, And so I think Michelle notices that. Michelle noticed he changed. They shared a moment whenever she came to London. It wasn't romantic, but they shared a moment.
They shared a moment.
And I like when shows end and it leaves you with some ambiguity. It doesn't put a big bow on everything.
Yeah, exactly. I like the fact that maybe they do and maybe they don't, and either way is okay.
Believe what you,
Yeah.
it's for you to decide, really.
Right, exactly.
Same with the Roy Keeley and Jamie situation. We don't know,
We don't know.
and it looks like she doesn't need those guys.
That's the beauty of it. They don't in the closing scene. Who does she go? Who do we have as when they're closeout with Rebecca?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with
They
Roy.
were
Nothing
there.
to do with Jamie. Yeah, they were there.
They were there, but like it doesn't matter. They can still be friends.
It wasn't about They're all working back at Richmond,
Yeah.
but it has nothing to do with her relationship with those two guys.
This show is the opposite of toxic, and it's so great. It's so refreshing, and I'm gonna miss it, man.
Yeah, the show was fantastic.
Do you think Jason Sudeikis is like this in real life?
I have no idea. He seems like a really nice guy. He's one of the head writers on the show, so I think the idea, he at least idealizes this.
Yeah.
Of course, he probably comes up short. We all come up short of what we idealize.
He was a New Yorker for many years.
Right, yeah, exactly.
In Saturday Night Live. But I mean, yeah, God, it's just so good. I love all the interactions with Ted in the show. Everybody that gets to interact with Ted, I feel like walks away feeling better about themselves.
Yeah.
Walks away changed. And interesting enough, the only person on the show that did not change after meeting with Ted is Rupert.
Rupert's the only one that never got it together.
And he had plenty of opportunities too.
Yeah, he had chance after chance after chance. But, we kind of said that season one. If there's an irredeemable character here, probably it's the 80-year-old billionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, at what point are you going to wait a second, I need to reevaluate my whole life when you're in that situation?
Well, there's something about that. There's something about, the only his downfall was himself.
Sure. And look, he had a chance, he had people around him, but look what he ended up doing, right? We saw it in this episode. And they made a good point to show us. He surrounded himself with more yes men and suck-ups and sycophants.
And even they turned on in the end. You know what I mean?
Did they?
Well, no.
I mean, that crowd that
The
he
whole
was...
crowd did.
His entourage didn't, and that was kind of the
Press
problem.
did.
Right.
Because, they were saying in the press, they were a power couple, and he should say Rebecca. Now, nope, you're just an evil, evil saddle.
Yeah, no, he bought a bunch of yes men, a yes man entourage, and they stayed with him, but it's not real.
I like to think that Ted's going to go back and visit everybody. But at the same time, the show ended so nicely that it's just...
They could do an Office kind of thing where he's gone, but, pops in
again,
again,
Let's talk about that. Do you think that they're going to continue the show?
I don't. I'd say the chances are less than 50% because Apple would love to, right? Yeah. Apple would throw a lot of money in it to keep it going.
Yeah.
But I also feel like this is a really talented cast. It's on a real upswing right now, and we've already seen that some of these people are getting opportunities elsewhere.
Yeah. So I feel like
there's a lot of in-demand people in this cast.
Even if they do continue it without Jason Sudeikis, they're really continuing without Jason Sudeikis because he's involved behind the scenes as well.
Right.
And I guess he could stay on as a
producer and do his own thing, maybe.
But I don't think that's the case. I think he's done.
I do too.
So if they continue the show, he's not involved in more than one way. And as much as I would love to see these characters, we have to say it's time to leave. And I feel like if they do bring it back, it won't be as strong.
No, I don't think so. And also, Brett Goldstein is pretty in demand right now too. And
he's writing the Shrinking Show,
right? And he looks like he's heading to the MCU at some point.
If that continues, I know Thor 4 was not successful, so
it's hard to say.
They could scrap it. They could use him in one of the Avengers movies coming up. Who knows?
Who knows? Right? Yeah, that's a different conversation for a different day. But the point is that
he's working.
And there's like 4 guys in this cast and 2 women that have been nominated for Emmys for this show.
Yeah,
it's not like they can't go. They're in demand elsewhere.
No, and
so it'd be hard, I think, to keep going.
The actress that plays Keeley, what's her name? Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Here.
I'm blanking out.
I know her name. She's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she has.
She, in many ways, next to Sudeikis, she was one of the most famous people in the show.
Right.
She was in a ton
Temple.
of stuff.
Juno Temple, yeah.
So yeah, she was in The Dark Knight Rises very briefly. Yep. She was in Killer Joe with McConaughey. So she's gonna be fine.
Hannah Waddingham is gonna do whatever she wants after this, right?
I mean, even I want to see Coach Beard in more stuff.
I want to see him in more stuff.
Jamie
could be weird. Yeah. Phil Dunster definitely should be doing more stuff.
All these guys.
I feel like Phil Dunster could be an action guy.
He could.
He could be Bond if he wanted to. I would love that. I'd love Jamie Tart to be Bond.
Broccoli's, are you listening?
Yeah, right.
I'm like James Bond, but sexy.
You're right.
Sexy, baby. All right, guys. Well, this is the last time we're going to watch Ted Lasso.
Yeah, we do have a lot more to say, but we'll probably do a separate video after we kind of process the end of the show and everything.
But, guys, thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, thanks for watching this with us.
This was an amazing show.
It was. We'll talk to you on the next something. Bye.